In the early hours of December 10th, 1999, a UCLA freshman named Michael Negrete left his dorm room and vanished without a trace. No signs of struggle, no clues left behind, just gone. Here's what we know. Around 3 a.m., Michael was playing video games in his dorm. At some point, he paused his game, stepped out, and never came back. His wallet, shoes, and jacket were still in the room. No one saw him leave the building. And in 25 years, there's been no solid lead on what happened. Was it a random crime? Did he wander off and get lost? Or is there something more complicated going on? Today, we're breaking down the facts of this bizarre case, what the police found, what doesn't add up, and why Michael's disappearance still haunts those who knew him. Michael Negrete was an 18-year-old freshman at UCLA, studying engineering. By all accounts, he was a normal college kid, into video games, hanging out with friends, and figuring out life away from home for the first time, just like anyone else's age. He lived in Dykstra Hall, a typical dorm on campus, the kind of place where students pull all-nighters and play loud music and occasionally wander the halls at 3 a.m., just like Michael did that night. Around 2:30 a.m. on December 10th, Michael was playing video games with his roommate. At some point, the roommate went to sleep, leaving Michael alone in the room. The last confirmed sighting of Michael was around 3 a.m., when he was still awake, likely gaming. At some point, Michael paused his game, left the room, and that's where things get fuzzy. No one saw him leave the building. No cameras caught him. He didn't take his wallet, shoes, or jacket. It's like he meant to step out for just a second and then vanished. When Michael didn't show up the next day, his friends and family got worried. His dorm room looked completely normal. His computer was still on, game paused. His bed hadn't been slept in. His keys, wallet, and even his shoes were right where he'd left them. Police searched everywhere. Dorm halls, nearby streets, even the sprawling UCLA campus. But there's still no sign of him. No witnesses, no suspicious activity, just nothing. So what could have happened? Investigators looked at a few possibilities. Did he leave on his own? Was it foul play? Could he have gotten lost or hurt? After 25 years, there are still no answers. No arrests, no breakthroughs, just a paused game, an empty dorm room, and a family still waiting for closure. Next, let's look at how this investigation unfolded and why this case might have been mishandled from the start. Number 1, the sleepwalking theory. One of the most discussed theories is that Michael was simply sleepwalking. Some people close to him said he's done it before, waking up in odd places with no memory of how he got there. He was in a deep sleepwalking state. Maybe he wandered outside, disoriented, and succumbed to the elements. But here's the problem. No one saw him leave. No footprints. And searches of the campus and nearby areas turned up nothing. And although there are people with severe cases of sleepwalking, Michael was not recorded to have such severe problems. And even if that fateful day for him was an extreme outlier, to wander off in your sleep so far away that a search team can't find you is a bit unbelievable. Number 2, the foul play theory. Then there's the possibility of foul play. Dorm buildings aren't exactly fortresses. Someone could have slipped in unnoticed. Maybe Michael encountered a stranger or even someone he knew and things went wrong. But there's no evidence of a fight, no forced entry. And if someone did harm him, how did they move his body without anyone seeing? Remember, his roommate was asleep in the dorm where he was in. So to apprehend someone that doesn't want to be apprehended without making enough noise to wake someone up is kind of a stretch. If someone were to try to hurt you, you would do anything you could to make sure you're heard. It's not impossible, but it's a stretch without more clues. 3, the voluntary disappearance theory. Some people think Michael might have left on purpose. Maybe he was stressed, overwhelmed, or just wanted a fresh start, but that doesn't add up either. If he planned to disappear, why leave everything? And why no contact with family or friends in 25 years? His home life wasn't said to be bad, and although the life of a college student can be stressful with things such as debt and extensive assignments to worry about, it doesn't seem plausible that it would affect Michael at such a degree that he would decide to up and leave his entire life behind. And if he was that stressed out about it, there probably would have been signs from the people he surrounded himself with, such as his roommate, but there were no such reported signs. It's not completely unheard of, but it seems unlikely for someone with no history of distress to up and leave. 4, the accident or wrong place, wrong time theory. Another angle. What if Michael left his room for a mundane reason, to get food, meet someone, or just clear his head, and something random happened? UCLA had construction at the time. Could he have fallen into a site or gotten trapped somewhere? It's possible, but searches covered those areas, and again, no body, no traces. Even if he did go out for some mundane reason, however, why would he go out with his wallet and shoes? If you don't take your wallet, then you don't intend to buy something, and if you don't take your shoes, well, you certainly don't intend to walk very far. This theory doesn't seem very plausible, but something random and unlucky happening, I could see. 5. Supernatural or unexplained angle. And of course, there are the more out there theories. Did he slip into another dimension? Was it a time warp? Some people even point to UFO sightings near the campus that month. As entertaining as these explanations can be, they don't really help us solve the case. Still, when a disappearance has zero answers, people get creative. And I'm not a firm believer of all supernatural things, but cases as inexplicable as these, I do like to keep an open mind. After all, anything is possible, no matter how unlikely it is. After taking a look at all these theories, I'm not sure which is most correct. Ultimately, I think it's an amalgamation of all of these things. For some reason or another, Michael walked out of his room at 3 in the morning, and he wasn't completely conscious of his action. This is evident with his leaving his wallet and shoes. How he came to be like this, we'll never know. Maybe he was sleepwalking, or maybe he was drugged, I don't know. But what I personally do believe happened was that Michael was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I think some ill-intentioned person saw Michael in his state and decided to lure him somewhere, maybe to the inside of a van, and was driven away to befall an unsavory fate. So where does that leave us? No theory fits perfectly. The sleepwalking idea makes sense, but doesn't explain the lack of a body. Foul play is possible but lacks evidence, and voluntary disappearance, highly unlikely. Maybe the answer is something no one's considered yet, or maybe, and this is the frustrating part, we'll never know.